Hi guys, it's Maddy here from Little Bird Electronics, and today I'm here with James, who is going to tell us a little bit about fuses. So James, what is a fuse?
A fuse is a designed weak point in an electrical system so that if something fails somewhere in the circuit, causes short circuit or overload condition, it will break instead of something else in the circuit being damaged.
So if I twirl up a little bit of aluminium and stick it in my circuit in place of a fuse, what's going to happen?
So I wouldn't advise that. If the piece of aluminium foil itself doesn't get red hot and melt and set things on fire, then there's a good chance something else will. The fuse in the circuit blew for a reason. There's an overload or there's a short circuit somewhere, so you should always replace it with the same size just in case.
So where am I going to find fuses in the circuits I use as a hobbyist?
So you'll find fuses on the back of like your power supply equipment, usually as a little screw-in holder. You'll find them with axial connectors soldered into PCBs or as little glass fuses with PCB mounted clips.
So does my Arduino or Raspberry Pi have a fuse in it?
So the Arduino has got sort of overload over current protection on most of the pins and power channels with something sort of a PTC or positive temperature coefficient device. So as it gets hotter, the resistance goes up, it gets even hotter, and it'll cut off the power. It's not really a mechanical fuse.
And what about the Raspberry Pi?
The Raspberry Pi doesn't really have the same sort of protection. If you put 5 volt logic to the 3.3 volt logic, you've got a lot better chance of it blowing up than an Arduino does. Or if you provide like a short circuit to the 5 volt output pin, bad things will happen.
So in my house where I've got a skinny little fuse and it keeps blowing, if I chuck a big fat one in there, what's going to happen?
So fuses are always designed to take the maximum safe amount of current in a circuit. So if you've got a 16 amp lighting circuit in your house and you've put in a whole bunch of halogen downlights and it's blowing, if you just put in a 32 amp breaker or fuse, you may find it's drawing too much current for what the wiring was designed for, and you could potentially have a catastrophic fire in worst case.
And burn your house down. Thank you, James, for your information on fuses. I promise I won't go swapping any large ones out for little ones.
If you've got any questions, you can leave them down in the comments section below.
Well, so as you can hear, we're actually manufacturing at Little Bird.
Yeah, this is how we cut PCBs. Just in case you know, I'm a normal sized person, it's just James is a giant.